Good afternoon.
Hello and welcome to InstaForex Economic News TV channel with us, Kate Tikhina
and Takhmina Salamova.
You are watching the currency and commodity market review for the previous week.
What changes took place in the foreign exchange market throughout last week?
The US dollar slipped on Friday. Last week, the euro finished at 1.1395 as the American dollar slipped against the euro last Friday, giving up all the gains received after a robust US jobs report following comments from Fed Chairman Jerome Powell that the US Central Bank will be patient and will watch how the economy evolves. Powell said the Fed could pause on its policy tightening as it did in 2016. As 2018 ended, it's time to review its results for the foreign exchange market. The beginning of the last year was marked by a serious strengthening of the euro against the US dollar. At the peak on February 16th, the euro versus American dollar pair reached 1.2555, but then the difference in the monetary policy of the Fed and the ECB, the difficulties with the Brexit agreement, the Italian problems and the slowdown in the Eurozone economy played into the dollar, and the pair went down, reaching the bottom at 1.1215 in mid-November. At the same time, the pound sterling jumped to 1.2730 last Friday after suffering heavy losses spurred by fears of a global economic slowdown, but uncertainty about Brexit kept sterling's gains in check. Within the whole 2018 year, GBP/USD experienced some fluctuations. It reached the maximum value of 1.3375 in April 17th, and the minimum was recorded on December 12th, when the pair fell to 1.2475, losing 1,900 points in 8 months. As for the Japanese yen, the USD-JPY pair met the end of 2018 near the pivot point of the last 2 years in the 111.00 zone. Compared to the beginning of 2018, the pair lost only almost 200 points. In the cryptocurrency market, prices were mixed on Friday, with Bitcoin, the best-known digital currency, marginally lower. One Bitcoin was trading at $3,806.21, down by 0.9% on the Kraken crypto exchange. The coin lodged its 10th consecutive session below the $4,000 mark. Some experts say the bearish sentiment of the last quarter of 2018 can be behind us now, since Bitcoin found its all-time high in late December 2017. The leading cryptocurrency has fallen by a staggering 81%. That was all about the currency trend. And who took the lead in the commodity market last week?
In commodity trades, oil prices rose on Friday after proposed trade talks between the United States and China eased fears about a global economic slowdown. But gains were capped after the United States reported a sharp build in refined product inventories. Brent crude futures rose to $57.06 a barrel. US WTI crude oil ended Friday's session up at $47.96. After both benchmarks fell sharply last year, prices were on track for solid gains in the first week of 2019. Brent climbed by 9% for the week, while WTI rose by nearly 6%. Gold futures fell last Friday, pulling back from a more than 6 months peak hit early in the session, after stronger than expected US jobs data. Spot gold slipped to $1,283.56 per ounce, after dropping as much as 1.3% to $1,276.40. The metal posted, however, a third straight weekly gain of about 0.2%. It touched its highest level since mid-June at $1,298.42 early in the day. US gold futures settled down by $9 at $1,285.80 per 3 ounce.
Kate, thank you for the commodity market overview. You have been watching the weekly currency and commodity market review on InstaForex TV.
It was presented to you by us, Takhmina Salomova
And Kate Tikhina.
Have a great day. Goodbye.
See you.